Almost every Pokemon trainer wants to become a Pokemon master, but instead of aiming to be a champion, what if you want to become a guardian trainer? You might be wondering what the hell that even means, but imagine being chosen by sick-ass legendary Pokemon tasked with protecting an entire region. Now that's aura, bro. In this video, we will be exploring the story of a girl who dreams of becoming a guardian trainer. With no idea how to start, she sets out on an adventure to figure it out. Alongside her childhood friend Kevin and others she meets along the way, she begins her journey. But every adventure has its dangers. The Dark Organization is threatening the Hava region, and she's been having strange dreams. Will she achieve her goal or be led down the wrong path? Welcome to Lost Hacks, a series where I explore old Pokemon ROM hacks and fan games. Today I'll be playing Pokemon Ruby Destiny Life of Guardians, the third game in the Ruby Destiny trilogy. Last time I covered the second game, which I recommend checking out with the link in the description below. Life of Guardians was a big part of my childhood, but I remember almost nothing, which makes this rerun special. Something different I want to do in this series is by playing by this rule set. The main one obviously being using Fakemon. But since this is the third game, a lot has happened since the first one, so there's one thing you need to understand. This world shouldn't exist. Now I've done as much research as I can, since there really isn't much out there, but this is what I've gathered. In the Ruby Destiny trilogy, the first game, Reign of Legends, takes place in the original Hava timeline the future Destiny was supposed to follow. But in Rescue Rangers, even though it happens in a separate mystery dungeon style world, something crucial changes. A character who was destined to die in the original timeline, Jagold, ends up surviving instead. That single change created a paradox. Because Jagold was meant to die, the future of Hava can no longer unfold correctly. The timeline doesn't explode, but the future becomes impossible. Now, this next part is mostly theories, because the creator never explained how the altered world came to existence beyond the Rescue Rangers. But based on their roles in the series, I believe the Guardians, Angelin, Deviel, and Chao Mega, along with Celebi, may have played a role in sustaining the new reality. And that new reality is the world Life of Guardians takes place in. A world rewritten because Destiny was changed. I could deserve an applause from this. I think I might be the most excited one in this video because I'm finally getting to play a childhood game and my controls are now working. Yo, memory unlocked, and let's see if I'm truly blinded by nostalgia or not. Is this game actually great, or was it really ahead of its time? Let us find out. And that I did. But before picking my character, I had a few comments to get off my chest. Now I did make a community post about this. Right here I got the boy character, and here we got the girl one. Now, why did they make my boy ultra chopped? Bro, he genuinely looks like his name is Bert. They gave him zero love compared to the female design, but I think I know why. According to the Poke community post, the story is mainly written around the female protagonist. Anyway, I picked the girl and officially made Kelsey canon in the striker lore. If you know, you know. I spawned in the Greenleaf area, and up ahead I see my rival Kevin. Funny enough, as a kid, I was always hyped to see his name show up, since it's mine too. We decided to leave since we have no Pokemon, but right as we do, we hear someone screaming. A shaman appears, and behind her are two members of the Dark Organization. They try to steal 3 Pokemon, but she asks us to use them against the grunts. We get to choose between the Kanto starters, and I pick the one and only. I actually want to pick Charmander this time around. I'm actually hyped to use Charizard because I haven't used it in ages. I know people always shit on those who say they have Charizard as a favorite mod, but it's pretty fucking cool. We wash the grunts with Charmander, who will later become Dragonoid. Shout out Background. They run off and the shaman thanks us and tells us we can keep the Pokemon. Moments later, I am back in my hometown where I immediately run into Kevin, who wants to battle. You didn't even let me say yes or no. Hey, this team, bro. That fight was light work, but But as we leave, we see a trainer with a strange Pokemon pass by, someone who will matter later on. One thing I really like in this game is this talking rock that constantly tells you where to go in the story. I do a quick side quest for a lady who gives me one of the elemental monkeys, and I pick Pansage, who becomes our HM slave. Can you even say that anymore? Heading west, we run into Felinor, which is crazy. It rushes out of battle, and some trainer named Richard starts pressing us, saying it was his to catch. Like I cared to begin with, you bum. Continuing toward the next town, I see what looks like the male protagonist of this game, but ignores me completely. I reach Silquin Town, meet Kevin again, and also a face we soon won't forget. Kevin offers to show me around, and low-key, our conversation gets a bit deep. My mom signed me up for a trainer academy, but even Kevin can tell I hate the idea. He basically says, why wait to start my journey when I can start right now, while casually dropping a wild diss towards my mom. I kinda hate your mom for always making decisions when sometimes you don't like. What is this looking deep ass message? He say, man, fuck uni, go do what you wanna do. This game still hasn't given me any Pokeballs, by the way. So all I could do was keep moving until I ran into this Steven looking motherfucker. Bro literally stole my Pokemon mid-battle just to catch a roll, call mine weak, then challenge me. This guy's a dodgy youth who got beaten in seconds. He apologizes like nothing happened and says his name is Light, but no Yagami. I reached the Elemental Master Shrine, which is basically the game's version of gyms. First master is Janice, the flying type specialist, which Dragnoid smoked. Even though we earned the badge, we still cannot register for the Hava League because we do not have a Pokédex. Pidgeotto calls me a dumbass, but apparently it is time for me to set sail to the academy my mother signed me up for. On the boat, I see the blonde guy again, and even he questions whether the academy is a good idea. He notices me and introduces himself as Ryan. We arrive at the Hava Academy, and I'm forced to sit through 6 classes explaining some Pokemon basics everybody already knows, except for one Lorda. The region used to be 2 islands caught in a constant war between Angelan and Deviel. That ended once Bretherna, Garden of Life, stepped in and united the land. After class, I head underground with the professors about to teach us how to become trainers. He says we need a Pokédex to earn badges, but sees mine and straight up confiscates it. Yo, why do I keep getting robbed in this game? Before anything else happens, the academy gets attacked by the Dark Organization. The professor panics, telling us to run into the cave behind him and says he will save the remaining students. What a great first day at uni, right? Past the exit, I entered Silver Desert and meet a ranger who heard about the attack. She says the entire academy was destroyed and that the Dark Organization really is about that life. Her name is Liana and tells me to head back home. My mom obviously found out and demands I quit being a trainer forever. But W auntie, because she convinced my mom in seconds to let me continue. Nearly an hour into the game and I finally get Pokeballs. But my nigga, I was broke. 3 only! I didn't have to sell TMs just to afford some. My Greenleaf encounter was a Duckleton, but before grabbing my next one, Kevin pulls up for another battle. Spoiler alert, he still lost. While trying to catch something in the forest, I accidentally triggered an event with some dude who begs me to take care of this Riolu. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I knew this man for 3 seconds and he does all that. We get the worst nature possible too, because this game has no physical special split. I backtracked to check on the male protagonist again and he finally talked. His name is Might and we battled. He had a good lead, but that did not save him from this L. Although, he did drop a sleazy comment. And I thought an innocent looking girl like you could ever be a strong trainer. Yo, you can't say that nowadays, bro. You're getting cancelled, buddy. There was nothing more to that, so I returned to the Elemental Shrine and explained to Janice why I'm back. But the rerun commenced. Both of us have new teams, but once again is an easy win. Dragonoido finally evolves into Charmeleon. We get the badge again, and my next encounter ends up being Badyu, aka Flower Mane. Please don't have Ash Nature. See, this is how it always happens. This is how. Not long after, Richard pulls up and notices I have a symbol, so he wants to battle. Yet another easy rival fight. But before leaving, he says this: "We'll meet again. I'm looking forward to it." Hey! Whoa! Why did it just turn nighttime? For some reason, every time I speed up in this game, the in-game clock speeds up too. I have no idea why, because no other ROM hack does this. I return to the Elemental Shrine, and the guy there tells me the master is not around, so I head toward Crystal Path. On the way there, I find a minigame where you can farm big pearls and catch Zorua the Joker. The only downside is that in the older hacks, Zoroark rarely gets illusion. I catch another Fakemon, then notice that the guy I was searching for is actually the same dude who gave me Riolu. He's talked to his sister Claire about being chosen by a legendary guardian named Gabrielon. She doubts herself, but he insists that if he picked her, it was for a reason. Once he leaves, Claire talks to me directly. She still does not understand why Gabrielon chose her and asks if maybe it saw something in her that others do not. If you say yes, you fight her. If you say no, you skip the battle. I chose yes just to see if anything changes, but from what I know, nothing changed. But I did make a huge fucking mistake though. I save stated at a point where my team was half dead and I could not fully heal. So I was stuck trying to win this fight with awful odds. I'll be honest here, I used items. Normally I avoid that, but I wanted to know if the outcome changed. Overall, her team is weak except that fucking Gabrielon. From what I checked in Hex Maniac, it has a base stat total of 780. At least I had to save state, spam smoke screen, and burn cheese my way through until I won. Don't worry though, we'll get a proper fight with her later. Back at the shrine, we fight Vincent, and thankfully I actually had a counter for water types. My first attempt was awful, but the idea was simple. Spam growth, then mega drain everything. He sends out Lapras, and that ruined my entire plan. Body slam hits, and I get one shot. Even my fake Pokemon goatee stood no chance, and the rest of my team folded too. The third attempt went better, but still wasn't enough. Oh my god! No! So I trained a bit, but honestly, it barely mattered. Flower Mane eventually just swept him. Oh, I got a fucking crit. With the second symbol acquired, Claire shows up and tells Vincent she wants to grow stronger and understand why Gabrielon chose her. I head east into a desert. Further into Silver Desert, I catch Shimon and soon reach a town where the lady gives me a very important item. Is it time to gamble? Let's go gambling!
Oh, dang it! Oh, dang it!
Turns out the elemental master has been kidnapped, so now I need to find him. How fraudulent can one be? Before that though, I discovered this town has a safari zone, and honestly, I know I'm doing 1 mon per route, but for the safari zone, I made an exception. I continue to low point path where I get frozen in seconds, but saved by a granny. Apparently I need a code scarf to continue, which this fat fucker charges 3.5k for. Unless this is Gucci, I don't see the reasoning. Once I get the scarf, I push forward and eventually find the elemental master along with 2 DO grunts in disguise. They catch me immediately, but Liana pulls up. 2 Empire Knights appear behind them, so Liana tells me and Master Anders to get out of there. I end up back in my hometown, then rush to Rainleaf Town to fight Andrew. But before that, there was one thing I had to do: evolve Flower Mane. Screw Buddy, man. With the newly upgraded team, we're ready to kick some ass. First one is Roselia. I'm glad I was leading with Dragonoida, which we still cannot name, by the way. Still cannot name. That is a nice one-shot. Hey, by all means, put up the sun and boost Dragonoida. Executor. Now, do know Executor actually has a new evolution in this game. I don't know where we can find Execute, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm gonna use, like, I have Rose Flower Mane. Oh my god, so, you know, this is still one shot though. Like, it's with sun up. You're strong indeed. Your strength alone may be enough. I have something to ask you. What are you trying to ask me, big bro? After we beat Andrew, he asked about the ranger who rescued him and says she's been abducted. Since he's a fraud, he wants me to go save her. Great. I also found one of my favorite Fakemons in the game, Flora. I've used this thing 3 times already, and its final evolution is insane, so trust the process. Up ahead, I reach High Point Town and see 2 Empire Knights. At first, I thought they were legit, until it turns out they were impersonators. After beating them, they pulled one of the craziest stunts I've ever seen. Can't fit a nuisance. Huh? Oh, I get it. Just like what we did to that ranger, right? Exactly. Huh? You just abducted a 10-year-old. 2 men just abducted a 10-year-old girl. And now we're in the fucking Shadow Realm. Whoa! Whoa! Question mark! Team lock the fuck in! Bro, you better not get stat buffs. Hell no. Oh, yeah, Shadow. You ass. Anyone, come on, Duckleton, we got another crate! Yo! Get that citrus berry off and Boulder Beaver! Bro, I love this beat. Bro, this theme, bro, It's so emotional for I can't explain. Another crit! Damn! Duckleton! The strange shadows defeated, and I wake up imprisoned with Liana. I try telling her about the dream, but she does not put much thought into it. It looks like all these guns were in it since they are a part of the DO. Unexpectedly, Light shows up again and turns out to be a DO commander, yet removes every DO grunt with the help of the real Empire Knight and frees us. But once we leave, they manage to slip away, and I see that strange figure again. I still have no clue what that thing is. As I exit the town, Lai appears once more and tells me not to associate him with the DO. He actually plans on stopping them. He gives me the choice to hear him out or decline. I checked both options. They give slightly different lines, but neither of them seem to affect anything major. In Vextra Forest, I meet Kevin, who says some DO grunts are blocking the path to the next town, so he's going to look for rangers. Obviously, I do not care and beat the grunts myself. I arrive at Guardian Field, and just below, I meet Claire again, eager for the long-awaited rerun. But this time, I saved right before the fight because I refuse to go in half dead again. No, that's Psyduck this time. That doesn't change anything. That is kind of annoying though, I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't kill? Oh, that's some BS. Please hit through. Why does that do so much? Fuck, that was so close though. You know what I'm gonna do? Sound of Jello? Bro, please don't be annoying. Please don't be annoying. Like, we're still faster. It's kind of crazy. But the thing is, like, this guy might one-shot, like, dead ass. I'll go for Stun Spore. Please don't die. Well, we have Lonely Nature. We're definitely fucking dead. Duckleton should be able to tank one hit. Oh, get burned, motherfucker! Come on! Dragonoid! Get a crit. Oh. Even though all the odds were against me. Confused so many times, critted. Fuck you, Gabrielon. Dragonoid stands on top. What a rematch. Moving on, I reach a small town and talk to an NPC who mentions some familiar faces. Damn. That's them, bro. But it's like, I'm pretty sure this is a whole separate world. So I'm trying to understand, like, I assume that's like an alternative version of them? As far as I know, I'm still unsure. Anyway, next up is Boulder City, which has been infiltrated by the Dark Organization. I enter the shrine and see these bastards pretending to be the Elemental Masters. He tells me to partake in a double battle, which I win quickly, that tells me to head forward to get my symbol. It's gotta be the least obvious trap because he pushes a 10-year-old girl down a hole. You got it, bro. I wake up in Mineral Cave and find a bunch of others down here, including the real Elemental Master who is doubting himself. When I tell them I beat some of the grunts, they regain confidence and follow me out. Moments later, I pull up and so does Liana and Kevin. The battle begins, and I even see one of the new Pokemon in this game. Beetle is basically Volbeat's evolution. I win, but even though the grunts get arrested, they do not care. They already stole the frozen orb, and the commander hands it to Rhino and Zoe, and they escape. Bruh. Sometime later, the Elemental Master Terry returns, but he's not ready to fight yet. East of the town, I meet a trainer who shows Skarmy's new evolution. I was gonna say nice prediction of his future Mega with the gold accents, but they do not really resemble each other. I take a train to Rainbow City, but on the way, I see some very peculiar people. This guy's going through it. Once I arrive, the chaos is already happening. I see some green-haired weirdos surrounding the Elemental Master with Zapdos in the middle. It looks like they want to capture it, so I rush into hell. Come on, Chelsea! Damn, we fucking jumped in! The Mind Seal breaks, and now these clowns want to fight me. They're called Team Earth, and honestly, they should have stayed under it with how weak they are. They vanish without a trace, but Zapdos is finally free. The lady besides it is Rhea, the Elemental Master of the city, and she tells us to rest. Rainbow City is a W because I finally get the stone I need to evolve Roselia. Since this game came out around the time Gen 4 did, shiny stones might not be a thing yet, so the Sunstone was the replacement. Before the Zapdos leaves the city, you can also fight it against Rhea as an optional battle or skip it. Of course, I did not turn down a challenge, but fucking hell, that was a mistake. I wonder, like, is there anything you get from winning that battle? I still don't know. And honestly, after the first optional battle we had, probably not. Rhea turns out to be an electric type trainer, and honestly, my team had zero answers for that. Even after evolving Flowerman and Joker, nothing improved because of this level curve, which started to genuinely piss me off. I'm gonna be honest, I just cheated in rare candies. I didn't overlevel, I just refused to sit in the grass for hours. Zoroark's move pool is kinda bunts in this game, so I benched him for Shimon, and the difference were clear as night and day. Extra deal was what this team needed. After beating Rhea for the symbol, I head back to Boulder City and steamroll Terry for another. But as I left, something was falling from the sky. Angelin getting blasted out of the air. It landed east of the city, surrounded by townsfolk and DO grunts. The grunts taunted Angelin into using a signature move, then instantly froze it with the frozen one. Talk about getting countered, but they weren't done. They even tried freezing everyone else too. I blacked out and woke up in that shadow realm again, face to face with the red-eyed entity. After beating it, I woke up in the Pokestender and met up with the crew. We then meet Nicholas, Angelin's guardian trainer. He was devastated, but also admitted they had constant behavioral issues with each other. Angelin would often ignore Nicholas' commands. We tell him we'll find a way to rescue it, but before we leave, Leona drops disturbing news about the Academy. Even though there were survivors, many were killed, and apparently DO wasn't responsible. A completely different group was involved. Without weighing on us, I grabbed HM Surf and found the movie learner who fortunately charges money and not hard skills. Approaching Rinta town, I see Nicholas spiraling, ranting about how he isn't worthy of Angelin. The moment he notices me, he immediately starts blaming me for his capture. Maybe because I got fucking frozen, like, I don't know. I pivot into Duckleton and tank a Bagus Sturaka. Aerial Ace, the Surf takes down Beetoad, and Element comes next. I never liked Illumise, but this illusion is actually fire. Rain boosted Surf still wasn't enough, but I got one tapped by Thundershock. Shimon comes in for the revenge kill, while Main smokes a War Turtle. Dragonon closes the fight by showing Nicholas the Charizard diff. Headbutt crit flinches, he heals, and I just keep clicking until he falls. After beating some sense into him, he apologizes and shows up in Rinta town to tell me about an adventure named JB Crosshill in Mineral Cave. JB was looking for a rare Pokemon, and out of curiosity wanted to see mine in battle. It was an easy fight, but not sure how much it contributed to the story. The Talking Rock tells me to return to Boulder City, but on the way, Leona appears. She informs me that an aircraft rose from underground, which was the Dark Organization. But shortly after, this happened. Oh, whoa! What the fuck? Oh my, yo, we are going through it. This game loves putting me into the Shadow Realm. I wake up on Breeze Island where a woman runs towards me, urging me to get off the island because it's dangerous. Members of Team Earth show up and call her April. As they drag her away, one of them tries getting revenge for what I did to their mind control device. You can probably guess how that fight went. Even though I won, this Kadabra somehow stole all my Pokemon and items? Bro, what the fuck? I get locked up, but a few minutes later, April infiltrates the base and frees me. I go searching for my Pokemon and see that the Dark Organization even imprisoned survivors from the Academy. I eventually find a storage shelf with my Pokemon inside, but my symbols are missing, which is going to matter later. But as I try to escape, two grunts corner me, but April pulls up again. We duke it out, and I remain victorious. We slip out and return to the shore, where she urges me to leave. I ask why she isn't coming with me, but she keeps insisting she'll be fine. As I'm boarding, a Golbat dives towards me, but she shields me, begging me one last time to go. Yo, April, bro. You sacrificed your whole life for someone you met for like 10 minutes? But I appreciate it, G. April. Who was she? Yo, why did she help me? Do I know her? Have I even met her? I will come back. I'll come back to the island, I swear I will. Dark Organization and Team Earth, they must be stopped. I'll stop them. I'll stop all of them. Lapras, you good, homie? Lapras becomes super depressed, but it joins me. I felt bad for it, but its typing overlapped too much with what I already have, so it stayed in the box. But I know what's funny though, since I lost all my 5 symbols, I gotta get them back again. Man. Sturaka finally becomes Lucario, and as I was revisiting the shrines, every single one had a rival battle blocking the entrance, but at least my team was way stronger now. Right before fighting Rhea again, I see a new face who of course has an attitude. His name is Jimmy, and he wants to fight. His sprite is sick though, but his team sure wasn't. After losing, he starts rambling about the current champion, Joseph, saying the guy suddenly vanished, so he's trying to take his spot. Honestly, couldn't care less about that right now. While exploring a random corner of Mineral Cave, I stumbled upon a wild Kelio. I was hyped thinking I could catch it, but right now, it's just standing there. I get two options: return to Breeze Island or rent a town. I chose Breeze Island, but at least you cannot do anything there yet, so thanks for nothing, Talking Rock. I did find a random trainer using a Lugia though. Wait. Why do you just have a Lugia? When I return, the entire town is overrun by Dio grunts. The shaman is begging them to stop, so I rush in. This is the second time we've seen Zoe and Rhino since Boulder City. Since they now have Angelin, they're not afraid of using it. Oh! Whoa! Hey, Angelin, I did not expect you to come out now, buddy. Going for a nice hypno. Oh my. Let's take this turn though to get one poison powder off, unless you miss. Okay, it's fine. Poison powder was the plan until they started spamming full heals and stacking D-dances. Shimon landed good rock slides, but they healed non-stop, and I started losing almost everyone until Dragonoid finally clutched up. Okay, he's probably gonna go like Hyper Beam again or some shit. Or Feather Dance. I don't even think his wing attack will kill. Will it? That's insane. Like, I would have reached there for that poison. Oh, this is why I want to keep poison powder. Holy fuck. They're in disbelief they lost even with Angelin and move on to plan B. Their aircraft approaches the town and a voice says, "You all must die." Who the fuck is talking? You took away the most important to me. The ship and Angelin sync up midair, clearly preparing to wipe the town. As Angelin charges its heaven beam and everyone thinking we're cooked, a miracle happens at the very last second. Deviel! Yo, I forgot this close-up! Yo! That's Deviel! What? It's a Volcana! Deviel, what is he doing here? And its guardian train is on it! Now's our chance! Let's fly over that aircraft! This will be cool! On it! Kelsey, come with me! Woo! Rakira! Ooh, I remember this bro, the game low key, bro. This music can make me hype, bro. I was so hyped I couldn't even articulate, fam. But we were indeed on the aircraft, and it was time to kick some dark organization ass. Split up to cover this ship, leaving me alone to track down the boss. When I reached the upper floor, I heard a familiar voice. It's Clara. She flew up after seeing two dragons clash in the sky, and is ready to help. As we finally reached the boss room, I was hit with a big surprise. Richard! It's good to see you again, Kelsey. You don't happen to have Felina with you, right? Wait, Richard! We'll meet again. I'm looking forward to it. Hey! You bum! How did you guys lose? How did Light lose? Like, was you not ex-commander? Oh my... Richard, you actually fell the fuck off, bro. I never liked this guy to begin with, so I was gonna make sure this hurt. After going for a sword stance, Strike out one-shots his Pidgeot. Espion outspeeds and takes Lucario down, but Extradale one-taps it. Flowermane handles the Tortoise, leaving Richard defeated. But it's not over. The leader stealth steps in, and he's done with me interfering and challenges me directly. A gauntlet battle. Great. At least my lead countered his, but he kept healing while Duckleton stays confused, and I end up losing it. Dragonoid smacks Ninetales, then Octitails comes out. From what I know, this Pokemon is said to be a relative to Ninetales, but also Fire Psychic type. I stayed in trying to do as much as I can and switched into Simon, asking myself, am I faster? And yes, I was. Octitail goes down and Tyranitar comes out, but I see the opening. I go for an SD, then send it straight back to the ground with Earthquake. Arcanine comes in next, but instead of a fire move, he goes for extreme speed. Charizard looks terrifying, but the AX plays it horribly and gets itself killed. Now that is what I call Plar. The gun says the ship is about to crash, and this madman says perfect, aim it at Rintatown. As everything blacks out, we learn the ship landed just outside the town because the grunt couldn't bring themselves to do it. Surprisingly, he lets it pass, and Liana asks why Rinta was his target. He says it was revenge. Something was done to his beloved Maylene, but Light wasn't having it. He thinks it's stupid since his own innocent family died too. Self then reveals the truth. His family were the ones who took Maylene away 10 years ago after he won the league. He was chosen to become Rinta's elemental master. When he moved here, he met Maylene, the town shaman, and they fell in love. One day, the sky darkened just like it is now, and Gabrielon was captured by a trainer from the Gento region, and the only way to stabilize Hava was to sacrifice to Bertherna. As the guardian of life, Bertherna could use her soul to stop the chaos and restore balance. That sacrifice was Maylene, and it was Light's grandparents who approved it. The sad part is Stealth was able to get in touch with the trainer of Gento and ask him to release Angelin, but the grandparents were too impatient. The sacrifice went through anyway. Liana tells him that no matter the reason, he still caused harm to innocent people and is under arrest. At least he's not trying to argue over it, but accepts his fate. Later we see Liana and Jimmy at the ship. She thanks him for his help and is revealed that Jimmy is Devi Hell's guardian trainer. I should be on my way now. I see. Good luck on your journey. So I'm just like moving out the way like I wasn't like in the conversation, or yeah. Liana's surprised too, but before she leaves, I tell her about Team Earth or what happened on Breeze Island. She can't go there yet and tells me I should head there first. Now this is a big point in the story where paths actually differ. Oh, like this shit makes me so fucking excited. I made a couple of save states and decided to go to Breeze Island first. These are one of the biggest qualities I'd say a game like this had back in like 2008 when it dropped, bro. Not many games have story depending like choices, you know, a couple of dialogue options, but nothing crazy, because what can happen is wild. I'm not gonna lie. Remember this spot? Before we can do shit, but this time around we can. A high-level Team Earth grunt was waiting, assuming I snitched on their location. Turns out, this was all a part of the plan. The grunt wishes to exchange a few words with me.
I'd like to ask you, I'd like to give an opportunity to join us, and together, we will help the Pokemon gain control over the world. You're still a child, but you must already know that us humans are making Pokemon our slaves. The very purpose of our organization is to eliminate all humans for Pokemon to rule. We remove their freedom to achieve our greedy ambitions. So, have you decided? Will you join us? Will you join Team Earth?
Y'all think this is the right choice for Kelsey after what they did to April and probably countless of other innocent civilians? You know, I come on here on this channel, play these games, and especially I guess my heroic side really shines through some of these playthroughs. And I feel like for all these fractured timelines and weird nonsense that be happening, what if I just became evil? What if I really threw away every single one of my ideals and said, fuck it? Is it really time to choose the dark side? The most obvious answer here would be to say no. But in this timeline, it seems that our gal had different plans.
Excellent. Welcome, dear comrade. Together, we will give freedom to all Pokemon in the entire world. Come, the submarine is waiting for us. I'll be waiting inside. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be a guardian trainer after all.
Yes, people, I'm not doing the good route first. When I reach the submarine, Liana shows up and cautiously asks if I'm here to stop Team Earth. Grunt says the opposite, and she's shocked. What's wild is that the game still gives you a choice to back out or join them. Even now, they give us the option. Even now. And shit, maybe we did really make the bad choice. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, we know what we're doing. I double down. I betray Liana right in her face and destroy her in battle. Afterwards, the grunt glazes me and says it's time to move. I make it to the secret base and doubtfully ask myself, I wonder if I made the right decision to free all Pokemon. Don't worry, Kelsey, you did. You did. Inside I meet Gaia, the leader of Team Earth, with the co-founder Mark beside her. Gaia explains their goal, freeing Pokemon from human greed and ambition. Everyone here is willing to risk their lives for that belief. Even if people get hurt, they see it as a necessary price for Pokemon's freedom, blaming humans for destroying their habitats. They say I was essential to this plan. Bertherna herself revealed that only I could help them. Bertherna can identify destined guardian trainers, which is why they wanted me specifically. They also revealed they captured her and her guardian trainer, who turns out to be April. Man, I thought she was dead. The next mission is Mark and I heading to Crystal Mountain and capturing Angelin and Nicholas. When I reach the mountain, I run into Dunsparce, who actually got a new evolution in this game. At the summit, I find Angelin and Nicholas along with Kevin and Liana. Liana looks ready to expose my recent actions. Before she can, she immediately declares I'm under arrest for working with Team Earth. But right on cue, my group pulls up.
No! What the? There are more of you? Darn it! No way! My sister Diane! Even his sis! Oh! Both me and his sis! Nah!
What a fucking backstab on Kevin's part, man. Nicholas tries to stop me, but we all know who's the strongest here. Me. The poor guy even admits he's too weak. After everyone's defeated, Mark uses Alakazam to send them away, and we successfully capture both him and Angelin.
That was really tough. I still felt regret while fighting them, but if I truly want to move on, I have to make a change.
And that she did. By removing some of her longtime Pokemon, she's now made a new team, signifying her new path. My next mission was in the basement where a scientist explains that a virus was uploaded into the Pokemon storage system to sabotage trainer trying to rebel. Rangers are already fighting it, and my job is to protect the mother virus. The full-on Digimon style, we enter the cyber world. Almost immediately, I come face to face with my childhood friend Kevin.
Kelsey, I still can't...
Damn, he ain't wait at all! God damn, bro. Oh my god! I wish I had Technician on mine, bro. Get Flamethrower, what the fuck? Extreme speed! It's gotta be the most sauce Simipour I've seen in my life, but Flower Mane takes it down. Winchester handles the Fire Dragon and weakens Espeon before falling. Quick Attack finishes it, and Dragonoid drops Lucario. Kevin is completely shaking. He even presses me about my original dream of becoming a Guardian trainer, and I straight up just air him. Turns out Kevin's team planted a counter virus bomb, forcing the scientists to pull me out before it's too late. Back at the base, Gaia assigns me and Diane a new mission. She wants me to retrieve a rare artifact called Ruby Destiny gem. Before entering the cave, I read a warning sign that was genuinely disturbing. Whoever wrote it was clearly dying, warning others not to enter, but the message cuts off before revealing what lies ahead. But despite reading all that, we are of course still entering that cave. Are you kidding me? Inside, we find what looks like a fragment of the gem and bring it back. Gaia immediately realizes it's only a piece, but takes it regardless. She's fucking slid over? Like, what the? After completing another task for the scientist, chaos breaks out in the base. Mark tells me we need to leave immediately, and we escape it to Mineral Cave. Rangers have discovered our hideout, but as long as they don't capture me or Gaia, we should be fine. Before leaving, Mark tells me Gaia is ahead and that my Pokemon Guardian is waiting. My Pokemon Guardian? Yes, Kelsey. Today you're gonna be a Guardian trainer. Let's make haste! My Guardian Pokemon. Perhaps what I did was truly right? One thing I loved about this cave is the rare encounter of this Pokemon called Dohydra. Make sure you save before trying to catch this thing, because that's fucking Roar. Putting a Roar on that thing is actually such a troll though. I eventually catched it and named it a Hydronoid. I found this strange green thing on the ground which appears to do nothing. After pushing deeper, I reached one of the creepiest areas in the entire game. Lost Shadow. The creepy feeling you felt from the first time you came here has changed for some reason. Now it feels as though the place is starting to have some positive energy. It's you. I can feel you. You're Kelsey. You're my master. I want to see you, master. Please. I want to be with you. Here. I'm here. But that sprout you see on the ground is only a part of me. The shadow. Master, why did you come to a place like this? Positive energy weakened. The atmosphere is nostalgic but unsettling at the same time. Eventually, I met up with Gaia and Mark, who tell me it's finally time for me to become a Guardian trainer. They believe this is the key to victory. But before anything can happen, a familiar roar echoes through the cave. That cry is pretty similar. It's here. The ancient shadow is here. Kelsey, the one chosen by the shadow. Soon, Kelsey, you will become our Guardian trainer. No, even stronger than a Guardian trainer. With the ancient shadow as your Pokemon Guardian, you will become a Shadow Trainer. Giratina, Kelsey, say hello. No, impossible. How did Shaman? Oh shit, it intervened. Or not. Kira. You speaking again? Master, why? Or is it Shaman? Positive energies filling the area. What the fuck? So Shaman intervenes no matter what? Yeah, I'm supposed to be an evil. That's what I'm supposed to be. An evil motherfucker. Near the exit, I run into a man who looks terrified. When he sees me, he can't believe I'm alive. He immediately attacks, but his body passes straight through me.
Pause.
He thinks I'm messing with him, but I'm just as confused. He tells me to follow him, and we end up in Town. The people panic when they see me, claiming I've been reborn and need to be killed on the spot. The shaman stops them and asks everyone to observe. She senses that I do not carry the same malicious intent and starts to believe that I was responsible for this world's destruction. Apparently, I brought chaos upon this planet, but at the same time didn't. She realizes we're not from the same timeline, proving it by walking straight through me. Is it possible? That you're dreaming this timeline? Dreaming this timeline? Why, you all of you are in my head? The impact of whatever happened to you in your time must have thrown your spirit's consciousness here. This is a perfect opportunity for you to see and know your future. In your time, two worlds exist. The events in both worlds aren't the same. In our time, Chao Omega found a way to bring back the two worlds into one. But the fusing worlds made Giratina stronger than ever and used you as its vessel to destroy the world. And this time, even after you're gone, Giratina is still living in the darkness. Soon after, my body starts fading as my spirit awakens. I find myself with Shaman, then suddenly back in Shadow Valley. I leave the cave and run into JB again. He asks if I saw the massive Pokemon that flew into the sky, which might have been Giratina. For Giratina to escape the torn world, it needs a human vessel, which should have been me. Yet, I'm still here in my body. I mean, there's more to this. I take a moment to process everything. I achieve my goal of becoming a guardian trainer, but my guardian is an evil force. Then I think about Shaman, and Hava called me master. Maybe that was my true guardian all along? But before I could decide, Claire approached me. She notices my mood and wants me to open up. We talk about Giratina and learn that Shaman was trapped in the Shadow Valley as it was trying to fill the place with life. After that, I get the option to either claim my 6th symbol or return to Town for answers. I head east for the symbol, but while battling, I remember that most water types learn this broken move called Deep Water. There's similar variants for fire and grass types too. I also checked the Pokédex for Illumise since I wanted its evolution, and man, was I filled with disappointment when I saw its location. Why would you give Amon a new Evo, then put it behind post-game? I'll make it to Lusterstan Town, steamroll the Elemental Master, and earn my 6th symbol. Back in Rinta, I tell the shaman everything that happened. She says she'll inform the League, which is basically the game telling me it's time to head there. On the way, Flurong finally evolves into Nevidrell, which is one of my favorites in this game. When I enter the League, everyone is already gathered, and they're clearly shocked to see me. Not everyone knew about my involvement with Team Earth, but Liana makes sure they do. Even so, a few people defend me. If I were truly against them, I wouldn't be here trying to help. After telling them the whole story about Giratina and the vessel, Jimmy says he also saw another version of me on Team Earth's flying castle. Kevin asked me if I'm meant to repent for my actions, giving me a yes or no option.
Oh, we can say yes or no.
Look at, double down, no! No! Unfortunately, this is where the evil route ends. I was hoping for more story divergence, but while this path affects some things later, all routes still lead to the same ending. Don't worry though, I'll be shown the good route as well. In short, Team Earth now controls Giratina, Angelan, Bertherna, and the Dragon Castle, and we need to stop them. Princess Alice says she'll bring Rayquaza into the fight, but since she's royalty, she needs an escort back to her castle, so Kevin and I go with her. Before leaving, I make some changes to the team and test out a Hydronoid. I didn't know its stats were good until I checked, but the move pool really didn't click for me, so I benched it. I bring back Straikia, evolve Dunsparce into Dunspargo, who looks sick by the way, and remember something when seeing Princess Alice. Yeah, when I started as a kid, I was thinking like, isn't that just Zelda? What I really like about this castle is the fact you can buy a fuck ton of TMs, including the busted moves I mentioned earlier in the video. Inside the castle is also a room filled with important lore, diving deep into the legend of the Hava region. Earlier at the Academy, we learned that Bretherna united lands after Angelan and Debiel kept fighting. What we didn't know was that a shadow emerged from one land, swallowing everything around it. That shadow was Giratina, awakened by the region's accumulated negativity. This nigga Giratina was so powerful, it overwhelmed every legendary in Hava. The Guardian Dragons, Ho-Oh, even Lugia had to take turns to slow it down. Eventually, Giratina tried escaping into the Tauren world, and Bretherna used that moment to seal it there forever. That sealing is what ultimately united the two lands. Another record tells the legend of the Ruby Destiny. During the Great War, a young girl knelt between both armies and prayed. The soldiers lost their will to fight, and the empires formed a treaty, later becoming Kanto and Johto. Years later, a boy found a red gem by the sea with his Vulpix. Thinking it was a firestone, he threw it away and made a wish. A beam of light rose from the ocean, and he received one. The villagers believed the gem was a wishing stone, but it was never found again. Over time, the story spread, planting greed and giving rise to evil organizations. Another book written by Prince Emmanuel speaks of the Tower of Fate. It existed before humans, and only the chosen could enter. At its peak lies a gate to other dimensions, guarded by Chao Mega. Even though Chao Mega stopped him from entering the gate, it told him something unsettling. This world was never meant to exist. The book kinda cuts off here, but fortunately there's a continuation. After his talk with Chao Mega, Emmanuel traveled the world gathering rumors and legends of this reality, and one of them led him to the story about 5 humans from another dimension becoming Pokemon, aka the Rescue Rangers. The prince's theory was that Giratina was behind this phenomena that ultimately led the Rescue Rangers to create this reality. After Giratina was sealed and the people fled Hava, he believed the seal weakened when the 5 humans left the world. Emmanuel questioned why Chao Mega allowed his talent to exist instead of merging the worlds, but he never got the answer. Damn. I meet up with Alice and Kevin, and Alice opens up about her fear of Rayquaza. Apparently she's been afraid of it since she was a kid, which honestly confused me. She's his guardian trainer, so why is she scared of it in the first place? These two shared a little moment that they kinda got a crush on each other, while I realized they need to use like 3 fucking HMs in his cave. Oh. Save here, bro. Off screen while searching for Archeetails in Crystal Mountain, I ran into Stormydran, and I've used this thing a lot in the past. After pushing through the HM bullfuckery, we finally reach Rayquaza and wake it from its slumber. But that's why we're here, and we explain everything that's happened and why we need its help. I find it cool that it still remembers the events from Rescue Rangers and how Giratina fused with Sandslash and almost brought doom upon the planet. With Bretherna and Angela not on our side, Rayquaza realizes that it and Debiel will have to give everything they have. Kevin steps in and reassures it that we'll be fighting alongside them too. Rayquaza agrees and takes us to Dragon Castle, where things finally start getting serious. Liana tells me Giratina's at the very top, so we rush forward. Like a big minus for me, but with a lot of older games is that they just force you to use HMs. See, like, yes, I was stuck carrying a HM slave right near the climax of the game. One of the floors, we run into Diane again and learn that even Team Earth has been betrayed. The leader Gaia is now controlling Giratina. As we approach the exit, I look at everyone gathered here and can't help but ask myself, did everyone get bodied? We're sorry. There were shadows everywhere and they grabbed Devil. Oh my god! Everybody got bodied. Up ahead, I see the vessel standing there as myself, surrounded by all the guardians. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for delivering the other 2 dragon gods here. Now there's no one stopping us from achieving our plans. Hey yo, this bitch is wildin'. Even with all the elemental masters and others pulling up to the fight, they lost in seconds. Damn, that was that quick! As Gaia unleashes Giratina's darkness on everyone, Shaven saves me once again. Gaia does not care and pushes forward anyway, determined to erase me for good. Yo. To everybody that's Nuzlocke and shit, rest in peace, bro. Heaven Beam. Toxic. No! See why I hate this part of the game? Because my fifth member is just a fucking HM slave. None of my moves are super effective. It didn't take long until I wiped, but I had a plan. Lead with Flower Mane and land a Toxic on that thing. These are issues with the game though. Sure, the level curves were not only bad, but then we fought a level 80 boss. Now, I think what people did is spam revives, but I don't want to resort to that. I noticed something. Maybe not shown in the video, but Poison Powder is weaker than Toxic in this game, since the poison damage wasn't stronger over the time, but with Toxic, it is. I guess they updated this in later generations, because clearly earlier, it was just the same shit. High Potion, as long as you know he's full heal, we should be fine. Honestly. Okay, we actually fucking beat her. Fuck you. That's what I thought at first. As the vessel goes down, Gaia starts yapping about her motives and freeing Pokemon until she literally sacrifices herself to Giratina to empower it. Giratina laughs, calling her stupid, and declares herself in control. It explains why I still have a body. Shaman saved my spirit, but if Giratina goes down, so does my real form. It's either me or the planet, and the second fight begins. This team, bro. Flower Mane needs to get one Toxic off. Please, tank. Without Flower Mane, this fight is nearly impossible. If you lose, you have to refight both the Vessel and Giratina. On top of that, this part forces HMs on your team or an HM slave was dealing with a terrible level curve. This was easily the worst part of the entire game. I genuinely did not understand the scaling. I'll be honest though, I did not cheat, but I absolutely cheesed it. I abused the emulator save states and prayed Dronzo would land a Dragon Breath Paralysis. Then came what would be considered the real MVP in this video, Pansage. I spammed Flash to lower accuracy while Giratina was paralyzed. Every time a Flash landed, I save stated. Even then, it spammed double team and Flash only has 70% accuracy in this game. Once his accuracy was lowered to the max, I let Pansage fall. I set up 3 SDs and spammed Iron Tail with Lucario. Even that took multiple attempts. I kept getting hoed, bro. I wasn't proud of playing like this. I was just fed up with this level curve and these absolutely broken stats. Stay paralyzed or miss. Like, that's so fucking bullshit. No, keep that in the video, Kelby. Keep that in the fucking video. See how fucking bullshit that is. Like, you see this. Like, you see this. Can you fucking die? Can you die? Can you fucking die? I'm not losing this. Save state again. I'm not losing this. I'm not losing this. Yo, take a moment. Everybody look at the HP. Take a moment. I'm not getting that upset, but I'm getting upset at the same time because how the fuck is someone supposed to beat this battle without an emulator, without candy cheats, without anything? Like, imagine you're literally just playing through this and the level curves are so fucking awful. Then you get hit with not one, but 2 level 80 bosses. I don't even think when you come back to the spot, if you lose this fight, you only fight Giratina. You're gonna have to fight the Vessel and Giratina again. And it has Shadow Tag, and it's level 80, and I know for sure that the game does not actually want you to be like around level 80 because you haven't even got the final like symbol yet for your thing, I think. But it's like the levels were around like 40, 50. Then this bullshit gets thrown at you. I'm like getting mad at the people who did this without emulator or just save states in general. Y'all see what I'm doing? I'm cheesing with save states. Like, when you have to genuinely do this, the game, like, you're either bad at the game or the game is actually terribly fucking made. Like, obviously not the entire game, but this fight in specific is probably like one of the worst ones in the entire game. And he's hitting when he has minus fucking 6, like, attack. Like, yo, I low-key, the accuracy lowering feels rigged too, bro. It does feel rigged. No, because of this fight alone, and high-key, the one before, it gets a whole point reduction from my rating of this game now. Deadass, I'm being deadass, because like, how is just an average play supposed to do this without like cheats? Or like cheese with emulator? Like how? I don't see how. After defeating Giratina, Chao Mega appears surprised by what he just witnessed. He introduces himself and explains that now that Giratina has fallen, it is time to merge the timelines. I stop him and tell him the truth. Merging the timelines will only make Giratina stronger. He says that should be impossible. yet admits he senses no lies within me. Without hesitation, he decides to erase the timeline instead. But before he can act, another voice interrupts him. Something's trying to reach him.
You will be my new host. Come to me, Chow Mega.
Oh, it's the eyes! It's the same entity I kept seeing in my dreams. Giratina warns Chow Mega that it's a trap and tells him to leave immediately, which he does. The entity, now enraged, turns his attention to me and chooses me as his next vessel. Another battle. Are they gonna be level 82?
Yeah.
Za. You know, as a kid, the name wasn't funny, but now it's funny because, you know, it just sounds like Zaza. Like, go ahead and click record. I don't care, bro. As long as I get my touch. Let me guess, you have Shadow Tag. Yes, exactly. So, like, you bum. Thank Thor. I think I'm dead even with Rain.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm guessing Za is some type of, like, virus ghost entity? With Toxic on my side, this fight goes smoothly. As Za is defeated and begins to fade, all the Guardian Dragons are freed from its control. When they awaken, they're all cautious of Giratina, but it explains the truth. It was never the source of the chaos. It was Za. Za was born from the negativity of the Great War, which was unfortunately where Giratina resided. I guess that's Zaza really got to. After telling us everything, Giratina leaves to check on Chow Mega. Retherna reassures me that my friends are still safe, while Deviel tells me I can reclaim my body and reunite with Shaman if I seek Chow Mega. And just like that, the credits starts to roll. So that counts as the end of the main game, I think. Yo! Ignore Pansage. And those hours are incorrect as fuck. Obviously, this end feels a bit like bittersweet and incomplete because there's still a lot left to the game. Like, I'm pretty sure this is Plant vs. Zombie theme. I never knew. Since I like to see this as the second segment of the game, let's change shit up. One strange thing is that once the post-game begins, the guiding rock completely stops helping you. After relying on it the entire game, it is an odd choice. As I climb up the tower to meet Chow Mega, he tells me to head to Shadow Valley if I wish to see Giratina and get my body back. I make it to the valley where Giratina is waiting. Is Giratina smiling? It immediately apologizes for everything it's done, despite it being Za's fault. It knows I'm using Shaman's body as a vessel, and that I came here to reclaim my original body. I'm not sure why I don't literally look like Shaman, but whatever. For a moment I thought Giratina was turning hostile again, but I was just struggling to return my body. Once my body is restored, and Shaman returns safely, Giratina heads back to the Torn World. Shaman officially joins my team. At this point, depending on the route you chose, you can actually get either Shaman or Giratina. Since I'm on the evil route, I'm locked into Shaman. But let me show you what happens on the normal route. Before entering the ship, I finally figured out where Volbeat and Inlice are found. Shout out Fibo Sai, because this old ass video saved me. I probably edited this bit out, but I was losing my mind trying to find them. Back in Boulder City, after getting Terry's symbol, you unlock a bug catching contest where both can appear. I was salty I couldn't use them on my main file, but this was a good enough code. If you enter the ship instead of heading to Breeze Island, you run into Rhino and Zoe. They think I'm here to arrest them, but I'm not. We learn Zoe has been searching for her older sister, April. Funnily enough, we already met her, and at this point in the story, we think she's dead. I'll tell him what happened to April, and Zoe completely loses it, blames me, and storms off. Rhino apologizes and mentions they're heading toward Luster Sand Town. Heading east from Rinta triggers a rival fight with Jimmy, which was pretty easy. We get some extra lore about him in Deviel, where he admits he doesn't want to rely on it or be its trainer. After that, there's a short inner monologue where we reflect on what it actually means to be a Guardian trainer. In this cave, you can't catch Hydra. The game forces you out the cave. As you head toward Luster Sand, an earthquake hits and you fight Mark. He's not too strong, thanks to Grondo spamming Bungo Striker like there's no tomorrow. For some reason, you fight Jimmy again, even though we literally just fought him. Still, we make it to Luster Sand Town. I run into Rhino and Zoe again, but they no longer matter to the story. At least they're starting fresh now that Dio is gone. Back in Guardia Town, unlike the evil route, we don't miss the Elemental Shrine. Kevin tells me about the Breeze Island situation he handled with Liana. After earning the symbol, I head to the League where they talk about Giratina's awakening and blame Team Earth. Somehow they still have Angelan and Retherna. One cool difference here is that in Leon Empire, you encounter a new Pokemon. My guess is you get this instead of Hydra, meaning each route has a unique mon. At Dragon Castle, we see the vessel is somewhat different, but also familiar. Okay, I guess that's Mark. It's not us. Everything plays out similarly. Shaman saves us, and we relive that alternative timeline where Zazel manages to control me and wipe out everyone. The fight's basically the same, just different sprites. After finishing the game, I'll make haste to where Giratina's waiting, but on the way, I remember a strange item. Because I remember there was an item here. What was that? Like, I don't, like, does anybody even know? Potentially? It still is rent-free in my head because I genuinely have no idea what the fuck it is. This time, both Giratina and Shaman are waiting together. Since my body was never stolen, Giratina instead offers to become my guardian trainer. You can choose between it and Shaman. I found Shaman's dialogue a little funny if you pick Giratina, who just heads back to Sinnoh. Now, the good route. Rejecting Team Earth causes Mark to leave on his own. Liana tells me to meet her at Rangers HQ and mentions he found April's Pokédex, which hurts since we still think she's dead. At HQ, we learn that Team Earth may be hiding in Crystal Mountain. I make haste, but on the way there is around the time Kevin finds out his sister joined them. Before reaching the summit, Mark Cox blocks me again. I beat him, but it's weird how Liana claims that she hasn't seen any Team Earth members when I literally just fought one of their admins. Like, you deadass got it, bro. Eventually, things play out similarly to the evil route. Kevin confronts his sister, but this time we fight them. After winning, we learn she was Gaia Town's elemental master and left to stop the chaos which she thinks lies with Team Earth. Even after winning, Mark's Alakazam throws us away. I wake up in the Shadow Realm again, defeat Za, and wake up at home. Apparently I was out for 3 days, but the grind never stops. Back at Rangers HQ, we get the POV of us stopping the mother virus, entering the cyber world and fighting it. You can actually catch this thing. His defensive speed is solid, but his offense is ass. And I'm not sure about his move pool either. After getting the symbol in Luster Sand, Liana tells me that Team Earth's new base has been found in Shadow Valley and needs my help. At the valley, only Gaia and Mark are there. She sees me as a nuisance to the team and fights me. This is the only time we fight her real team, which wasn't all that. Through Bethurna, they already knew I was a guardian trainer and that I was chosen between a good and evil Pokemon. Obviously, we know it's Giratina and Shaman. She then reveals that she was the one impersonating Liana earlier. No idea how we didn't notice, but sure. From here on out, the same events that transpired in the evil route happens with some dialogue changes at the league. Okay, back to the first route. One thing I really dislike about this postgame is that all legendaries start at level 5. At this point in the game, that makes 0 sense, especially when most players are not cheating mechanics like I am. Honestly, I did not know where to go next, so I just followed what Hero Volti did. I also realized something wild. I never even got my last 2 symbols before beating the main game. We know Alice is the 8th elemental master, but I did not want to skip the 7th. After some research, I found out it was in Gaia Town. I fought them quickly and grabbed the symbol. After that, I fought Alice. She was fairly easy, but her Aki tails almost swept me. Still, I secured the win and earned my final symbol. Now that I actually have all the symbols, I could finally challenge the league. But before that, I wanted one last rival fight against Kevin. It only felt right. He is our childhood friend. We've been there with us since the start. And I kind of want to see what his final team is right now, since I'm pretty sure his team won't change from here on out. Lucario is the lead. Of course, he counters Dronzo perfectly. Let's just switch. Dragonite goes for Pyrostrike and one-shots it. Then I switch into Shaman on his float cell and tear down in seconds. I'm telling you right now, that Vine Dance move is insanely broken. One thing I really like about this game is how busted the elemental moves are. Duranzo takes on his Charizard and stays on top. GG, Kevin. Thanks for an amazing battle. One thing I will say though is that the music in this game is really great. A lot of memorable themes for me at least, and I'm glad to say that I even use some of them in my videos till this day. I mean, this game is like, wow, almost 2 decades old, bro. So I think I'm ready to do the league with this team. This wasn't really the league team I thought I would attempt this with, but I believe. The moment I step into the league, I immediately notice the awful level curve again. Wild Pokemon are in their 60s, while trainers jump straight up to 70s and 80s. At least the trainers near the entrance work as training, but it's still tedious since they're not running 6 Blissies or anything. Eventually I use rare candies again, but before you can even fight the champion, you have to fight the Master 17. It's basically a full room of trainers, each specializing in a Pokemon type. I'm skipping over it since it gets repetitive, but I will say, the concept itself is pretty cool. With that said, the level curve is still ass. I genuinely cannot imagine how I beat this as a kid. Oh, at least he fucking heals my team, right? Okay. That didn't take that long to speed up and stuff, but like, bro. Let's lead Shaman. I left on accident. Let's calm down. I did save before that, right? That was a really fucking... Why did the game do that? Waiting for us in the champion room is Jimmy. Looks like he actually became champion after all. He's hyped to face me, but before the fight can begin, Deviel suddenly interrupts. Ah, enough of this crap already. Huh? What the fuck's going on? Devi... what are you doing? Sorry, kid. I need you one last time. Jimmy sees control, but you're the only thing that stands on my way. My revenge towards the human race was foiled by you and your foolish friends. Yes, it was I who gave Gaia the power to wipe the human race by guaranteeing that. Fuck you! Fuck you! You're a bum. You're actually a bum, Golem.
Oh,
Level
my God.
94. Suck my dick, nigga. Vine dance. You're dead. Got one job. Okay. Shaman, please. There we go. Primate comes out, but Shaman is low, so I switch into Duckleton. We tank a rock slide, but Drill Pike doesn't finish the job, and he goes down. He pops a heal, but Shaman beats this aid. Alright, Shaman, I believe with Serene Grace, you should be able to kill this guy with a single crit. Didn't even need a crit. Fucking is. I don't really have a lot to hit this guy. Just a reminder to you that's watching right now, this guy has a BST of like 800 something. Yes, like higher than fucking Mega Mewtwo, bro. Like, their goal made sure to make all these Guardian Dragons have the highest stats in like the game. Please just get paralyzed. Nice. I'm gonna be a little bit greedy, but I'm gonna believe. Now, I don't know if you have Levitate. You might have, so I don't want to go for Earthquake. I'm going for Strength, which should still do a fuck ton here. Silk Scarf, plus... I'm not going to lie, flew wrong. Just don't miss. I should be dead. Lucario. If this guy sets up, I'm cooked. Nice Psychic, though. How much did this do? It's okay, I think. Okay, please don't have extreme speed. Holy moly. What? They're clearly shaken by my strength, but Devil refuses to back down. His hatred for humanity isn't over, and he challenges me before leaving. What a bum. I actually never want to be Devil's Guardian Trainer, but somehow, how should I explain this? Devil forced me to be his Guardian Trainer. Slowly, he corrupted my thoughts and changed my behavior. He hates us humans. I think it's because of the event that happened with humans that turned into Pokemon and changed the course of history. Also, it is still called back to Rescue Rangers. Okay. Second time we get the credits to roll. A lot of flying types. But the game isn't done yet. Becoming champion unlocks new areas, and our first stop is Breeze Island, where April and Bertherna are waiting. She thanks me for saving everyone from Za, but also says it changed the course of this timeline. As we know, this already happened in the second game, and it affected her too. See, I knew it back then! Kelvin, do I call back? Bertherna knows this, but her response is off. She can barely speak. I might be overthinking it, but something is definitely happening to her. So what she is saying, not only is this a fucking reality that shouldn't exist, but the future this fake reality had also got fucking changed. Wow, what do you even call this? In my opinion, clusterfuck. Another me came into existence. However, the other me was complete opposite. If I am life, the other me is death. Oh my god, Zern is in Yveltal. Her other self is called the Zone. Since death should never rule over life, Chao Mega sent the Zone into this false reality to seal it within her. Turns out the neighboring region, Gento, also suffered from the Zone. Agela even tried to hunt it down, but was corrupted by a trainer there, likely a callback to the first game. But April also reveals something important. The people of Rinta once worshipped the Zone, mistaking it for Bertherna. Looking back to Stealth, whose blood was sacrificed by Light's family, really thought the Zone was Bertherna. It all makes sense now. So that wasn't even you! I thought it was a little bit strange that they needed to sacrifice to you. Someone who brings life needs a sacrifice to do. I mean, maybe it was some like drawback or some shit, but I was like, huh? From what I understand, Chao Mega was angry about what happened in Rinta and sealed the Zone within Bertherna. But that seal is weakening, and now it needs my help to stop what's coming. I'm so glad in this the older gen where everybody needs to learn Toxic. Okay, hopefully I don't get one-shotted, but let me try to put Toxic on both of them. I should be able to tank this, but I get paralyzed. Shaman's dead. Shaman is dead. I'm honestly just grateful I had Toxic because it carried me through these absolute titans. Even after getting pushed down to my very last Pokemon and watching them spam heals, Fluron clutched up like the goat she is. After the fight, Bertherna seemed relieved, but something felt off. The way she spoke to April sounded like a goodbye, and how she did not want April to sacrifice herself. Bertherna begs me to keep helping Chow Omega and just disappears. But it seems that April had other plans and sacrificed herself. We're given a choice between Dazone or Bertherna. I checked out both, and while they're both cool, Bertherna is easily the better pick. She's basically the mother of Stallmons. For what I can tell, April fully sacrificed herself so Bertherna could continue existing. Next I meet Claire with Gabrielon. It turns out the two can communicate now, and whatever they told her clearly made her sad. Gabrielon leaves, and Claire explains it was only with her because she reminded it of his former trainer. After the Giratina incident, it sensed that trainer again and went searching. I feel bad for Claire, but it is what it is. Now that I'm champion, I can finally take a boat to Gento, but I also randomly run into a Celebi who resets my clock for some reason. My next visit was to Nicholas and Angelin. Nicholas says goodbye, realizing he was never meant to be its trainer, and heads back to Johto. Angelin isn't shocked at all and starts wondering what his rival Debbie Hell is up to. That's why I went back to Frozen Heights and entered the ore mine. I ran into JB again, who looks ready to leave until Debbie Hell shows up. We already know this thing on Smoke, but JB's reaction was funny. I mean, he literally jumped in front of it to check out its scales, which might have not been the best idea. Is he dead? Or is he alive? By Arceus' grace, he's alive. After a weak-ass strength puzzle, the dragon challenges me one last time. He goes on another anti-human rant, but JB finally steps in and asks Debiel why this has to happen. JB tells him that wiping out humanity would make him no different from the greedy humans he hates, especially if Pokemon get hurt along the way. Unfortunately, this dragon got 3 brain cells and doesn't give a fuck. God, the Debiel. I'm pretty sure it's a stronger version from what I saw in the files. I might show screenshots or something. As long as we can get a Toxic off, we should be fine. I mean, we do have Bertherna on our side.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
Now, Blessing should just kill me. I'm pretty sure that's what it should do. That is a lot, though. Oh my god. Either way, I'll just let Toxic do its thing and get the win. If you don't have like a mom with Toxic or shit like that, like you might actually be cooked. I thought Bertherna might have been the weakest, but she might unironically be the strongest. Deviel gets loaded, but JB tries to save him. He admits he understands Deviel's hatred, having seen both good and the ugly side of humanity himself. Still, Deviel refuses to listen and begins to fade. JB explains that a guardian trainer is meant to act as a vessel for their Pokemon and offers to become Deviel's. Even then, Deviel rejects him, wanting no pity. As he dies, he says farewell to Bertherna. I'm pretty sure he always had a thing for her too, which made it hit harder since I used her in that fight. Afterwards, we actually received Deviel as a Pokemon, but something I didn't realize until later is that all the Guardian Pokemon canonically die. The game gives them to you for gameplay, but story-wise, they're gone. Bertherna seems like the only exception, but even that part still confuses me. After Deviel's fall, I inform Angelin. He also hangs up his belt and fades away. I kind of feel sad for him because it seems like he actually cared about his rival in the end. Our team is looking unrecognizable, bro. We then speak to the final guardian, Rayquaza, and honestly, I'm still confused why it's dying. I thought Princess Alice is his guardian and she's still alive, so this might just be a plot hole. I genuinely don't know. Rayquaza explains that the guardian trainers exist as a way for them to gain immortality. Some accepted it, some rejected it, but eventually they abandoned the idea altogether. Before fading, it asks for one final battle. After losing once, the stall god herself secures the win. Yo, I need to be honest with you, Kelsey. I was planning to remove this false timeline while you were away. What the fuck? Chow Omega explains that with the guardian dragons gone, it has created problems. But because I'm the one who defeated the Shadow, he gives me a proposition. If I was able to end the thread of this timeline, perhaps I could fix it too. That's where the Ruby Destiny quest begins. Like I mentioned earlier, the Ruby Destiny grants a wish to whoever possesses it, but since I only have a fragment, I need to collect them all. The first lead takes me back to Rinta, where we learned that Light's real name is Jude. Light was just an alias used while infiltrating the Dark Organization. This is relevant because it involves this quest with Gabrielon. Who the fuck is that? Up ahead, a woman mentions the name Nefari, which immediately confuses me. This trainer has apparently been gone for a long time and knows something about Gabrielon that we don't. According to her, Gabrielon is no longer fully itself, even getting it to speak. He said, I am not Nefari! I have no idea what kind of voodoo she just pulled, but Gabrielon starts struggling and this other presence called Nefari begins to surface. She finally notices me watching and introduces herself as Diane Lida. I don't know why, but the name Lida just sounds like someone saying leader with an African accent. Diana explains that Gabrielon carries 2 spirits as she's trying to awaken the second one. She asks for my help in defeating Gabrielon once Nefari fully emerges, and before I really have a choice, the fight begins. Diana. Lead sheet, I guess. I mean, Shaman should really be in here, I'm not gonna lie. Cause you for some reason have Ice Beam. The battle itself isn't hard, it's just tedious. By now you should know Angelin has a move called Heaven's Beam, which unfortunately is a 2-turn move. They kept stalling with Detect and Fly, completely negating it. Eventually I sold my soul and spammed Toxic and Pyrostrike for the win. I will say though, even as a recolor, Nefari still looks cool. Disappointed that we sided with Gabrielon, Diana disappears. Not long after, the Shaman of Rinta shows up and recognizes me. She explains that Diana was Gabrielon's former trainer and was trying to awaken her soul. At least after that, and honestly, I didn't know how to feel. What do you mean awaken her soul? Then you say you have 2 spirits within you? Like, I wish there was more to this. Like, we could have known like beforehand. Maybe some like slip-ups in its like personality. We then learned that Diana was her sister, and if we want the full truth, we need to speak to an old man. Remember how Light told us his real name earlier? Well, this is his grandfather, and he'll only tell the story if we already know the truth. This part is long, so I'll sum it up. Diana was his friend's granddaughter, and she was chosen by Gabrielon, a guardian that empowers the weak-willed. It has 2 sides, and Diana was always drawn to Nefari. Even though Nefari didn't care for her, she continued loving it instead of Gabrielon. Later, the town wanted Diana to become the new shaman, but Gabrielon opposed it, likely because of what happened with Maylene in the zone. It turns out Maylene was Gabrielon's previous trainer, which explains a lot. One day, Diana and Gabrielon went to the top of a mountain. For reasons still unclear, the townspeople believed Gabrielon had gone mad and tried to rescue Diana, demanding it to let her go. When it refused, they fought it. Gabrielon lost, but before the final blow, Diana stepped in and took the hit herself, dying protecting it. It's honestly a tragic and twisted past, and the relationship was always a mess. This was necessary to progress the quest, since the old man gives me another Ruby Destiny fragment. There is a way to obtain Gabrielon. We have to chase it around the entire region and battle it like 8 times. What confuses me is how it survives without a guardian trainer while the dragons don't. I'm just surprised I found all this, cause I'm also looking at a very niche ass website. I had to go to shit called QAnswers.com.
What?
You don't know what that is. I know you don't know what that is because I didn't know what that was until like 2 minutes ago. That said, I wasn't invested enough to chase it around. Next, we head to Twilight Path where I meet a very interesting individual. This stubborn guy right here is Joseph, the former champion of Hava. If you refuse to leave, you're forced to fight him. Weasel. Okay, so when they have like a dot like that, that means it's something different with the Pokemon. That's just something you should know because I know this Weasel's gonna be cracked for no reason. The first attempt wasn't horrible, but I quickly realized I was playing way too passive. It was basically a 5v6 since I still had Pansage as an HM slave, and Joseph's entire team was stacked with used mons. At some back and forth, Weasel goes down. Angelin fires another Heaven Beam and finishes with Aerial Ace. I click Earthquake, it doesn't kill, and Angelin falls. I never thought I'd see a Flappy outspeed a Shaman, but Vine Dance clutches and takes it down. Then I massively underestimate Flareon. I switch into Charizard and it gets 2-shotted by Pyrostrike. I bring in the Goddess of Stall and do my thing. Yo, what's up with making all these like guys have ridiculous stats? He has the stats on like the legendaries. But you know what? From a certain type of viewpoint, I understand. You want the champion to feel like super strong like they would in like the anime probably. But still, it is fucking annoying. Especially when I miss. Flareon falls and Girafarig comes out while I poison. Crunch forces me to juggle switch, but it doesn't help that I keep missing my fucking moves. Eventually, poison damage takes it down, but his last Pokemon is Skarmaker. This thing walls the rest of my team, and the fact that it's immune to Toxic is bad. While he poisons me, I get the power of Dragon Breath, but it don't even matter. He starts spamming full restores, and I mean spamming. So I get walled and lose not just once, but twice. Eventually I said fuck it, I went for 6 D-dances and swept this entire team. This fight would have gone way smoother if I wasn't forced to carry an HM slave. After the loss, Joseph explains why he
he left the league. He's guarding a Pokemon named Yan, whose role is to protect the balance of the world, which became difficult with the absence of Angelin. Yan is asleep, and he asks if I can wake it. You end up getting it once you beat it in a battle. With that done, Joseph decides to return to the league. Back in High Point Town, a newly unlocked cave appears, hiding a legendary Pokemon that holds one of the Ruby Destiny fragments. If you return to the league and speak with Joseph, he gives you another fragment and a symbol needed for a quest way earlier in the game. The reward for the quest genuinely pissed me off. You're telling me that we get the XP share at like the end of the game?
Wow, man. Damn.
This was the second side quest of the game, and now we get the XP share.
One time is funny, two times is fucking annoying, no?
Remember the Kelly I ran into way back? Yeah. Turns out it's holding the next fragment and is finally catchable. After that, there's a short side mission with Liana. The dialogue actually changes depending on the route you picked, which is nice, even though the quest itself stays the same. I'm told to head back to Vextra Forest because a suspicious guy has been spotted there. Before that though, I had to speak with Blitz. I'm pretty sure this is the guy who caught Angelin in Gento and a returning character from the first game. He also gives me a quest that leads to another fragment. This guy causing problems in Vextra Forest turns out to be that bastard Richard. He claims he's been hunting Felinar for his power. To progress, you have to fight him 3 times back to back. He says Felinar has the power to revive Diana, which caught me off guard since I didn't expect him to even know about her. After this, he starts dying, which leaves me even more confused. Are you dying? How did you die? Once Felinar is defeated, it becomes yours. After that, I backtrack to Gento to deliver a letter from Blitz to a woman there. She reads it, hands over another fragment, and reveals that both she and Blitz know about the broken timeline and trust me to finish the mission. This was honestly not the team I expected to use for the finale, but sometimes things don't really go your way and you have to make adjustments. A big shout out to Flowermane, Dragonoid, and Duckleton. I really did enjoy using them this playthrough, and unfortunately, I couldn't bring them all to the finale. Quick side note, there's a guy named Jason who asks if you catch Xiao Mega or not. I'm pretty sure if you say no, it becomes available later after beating the entire game. The final fragments are held by the same guy with me at the very start. Weirdly enough, he already knows some after the Ruby Destiny gems, and no matter what you choose, he gives you the last 2 fragments. This dude is mad suspicious. Something's definitely off. Who is that nigga? Who is that nigga? Who is that nigga? Who are you? Ya Allah! Come on, bro. With all the fragments collected, Xiao Mega asked me to hand them over. But instead, I say, okay, what if I say no? You fool! Stop wasting time and hand it over if you don't want your world to be erased. He's like, stop going around, you motherfucker! As the ritual begins, everything starts shaking. When I step inside again, she appears. What the? Oh! Kelsey, this is incredible. This is the Ruby Destiny. She tells me I'm allowed 1 wish, but somehow everyone else shows up too. I thought only chosen ones could be here, but whatever. As everyone stares in awe at the Ruby Destiny, something immediately goes wrong. Xiao Mega notices someone familiar in the crowd. You. It's you! So I guess you still remember who I am, huh? I can't believe this. You're still alive? I'm sorry, Xiao Mega, but I don't know as easy as you think. Chelsea, quick, make a wish. I won't let you. Giratina! Get out of my way. Oh, if they don't tell us who Mai is, bro. Don't worry, they will. Xiao Mega says the Ruby Destiny can only grant my wish, but Mai just laughs. Turns out the body he's using is my counterpart from another dimension. So you travel dimensions! Zah! Zah! I don't know why it looks funny. Zah! This nigga loopholed by using another version of me to gain control over the Ruby Destiny. Why am I waiting to make my wish? Like, I would have said my wish by now, by the way. He declares his wish to erase this false reality. Edge of time. Your timeline is slowly being erased and pretty soon none of it will be left behind, not even a single memory of it. Who am I fighting? Oh my god. For your information, this was another broken Pokemon, so I went for the Toxic and Blessing strap.
We start seeing people across the world witnessing the end of everything, but still believing I can stop it. Blitz and Krona even lay me their strength on some spirit bomb shit. I get a glimpse of Alice and Janice, and one of them says something that actually hits. White, does it mean pureness or emptiness? Good question, actually. Despite everything, they still believe in me. Mina, Hikara, believe in Kelsey. Believe that Kelsey can save us. I'll try. Bitch, you will either do what you want, like we're all dying. But I will say this, like, as a side note, well, I'm guessing if you have a dark type here, you're pretty safe. Like, Zoroark would be pretty good here. It is kind of sad, though, that this is the strat I really need to rely on. These Pokemons had the most busted stats ever. 1500? Like, bro. I see my mother one last time praying with Beatrice for my success. Two voices begin to argue about the existence of this reality. Still unsure of who the fuck they are, I assume it was the timelines themselves. We even get a glimpse of Chow Mega apologizing. He states he can only slow down the process, but even then, he musters up the small amount of faith he has and believes in me. Now do us all a favor and save this timeline of yours. That's all on me. Mina, shikarado. Yo, they're back! Somehow they are. Even at the very end of a timeline, the Guardians still believe in me. Well, except Deviel. I do. On a second thought. Like, look at him switching out because Berthurna said it too. Like, you fuck nigga. I'll bet they're all waiting, including Za. I think this confirms both timelines are speaking to each other. This is where it happens. This will decide our fate. This battle will only have one result. The struggle of our timeline to continue to live. Against the timeline who wish to be the one and only. Why must it come to this? We can live together in harmony, separated by time and space. The only point where we really appreciate life is when we're near the end of our time. No, not everyone are the same. The same goes to us. Timelines. Stop talking about us. The important thing now is to remove you from existence. Even my own one believes in me. I ready myself for the final battle. I'm curious. What happens if you just lose?
12 seconds later.
Game over, they want to retry. That is nuts. I go for Deep Water on Deviel and Toxic. I switch into Berthurna expecting Fly, but misread it. Charizard gets hit, but at least Angelin is poisoned. Unfortunately, I forgot this bastard has synchronized, but at least Deviel falls. I thought Charizard would outspeed Berthurna, but I was wrong. Both Angelin and Berthurna still outspeed Shaman and gets obliterated. Fluorong one-shots Angelin, and Rayquaza was supposed to be next until this happened. Psychic? I should be able to tank this fairly well. Oh, nice, you missed. Come on, Fluorong. No! Oh my god, it's probably because of a hustle. No. Okay, use Fly. I mean, it's still dodge, which is like bad.
Hey, what you doing, boy? Hey, get away. What you
And I still missed it! After that, I didn't even speak. I lost the first one, then the second. I thought Hustle only affected physical attacks, but let me know if you know why this happened. The third round, I was nothing but locked the fuck in. Angelin charges up while Deviel misses a Dragon Beam. Hero lands a Deep Water and a Toxic Angelin. Knowing Heaven Beam hits both targets, I switch into Berthurna and tank it. They now proceed to finish Deviel once and for all. Heaven Beam takes down Dragonoid, so I do as much as I can with Keldeo and go for Deep Breath with Berthurna. Angelin falls, poison, and Rayquaza comes out. I go for Blessing again and tank all the Dragon Beams, but unfortunately Hero gets targeted. A bait switch with Shaman into Fluorong, giving me a free turn to target Berthurna. She tanks everything, and Ice Beam finally one-shots Rayquaza. Next up was Giratina, who ate a Dragon Beam like it was nothing and hard-focused Berthurna, but she refused to give up. Fluorong lands the beam and takes out this fraudulent guardian, but falls to Giratina. Ruby Destiny's out, but so is my Shaman. I toss a Ruby and go for Giratina next, but unfortunately Shadow Force makes it dodge. Good thing I got lead shit off on Ruby. Giratina nearly one-shots him, but Shaman holds on. I get the poison off and another leech seed, almost healing back to full. Fuck these two beasts for having 1,500 in stats. I'll be abusing my status moves. The only thing left to do was to give it my all. Ruby uses Confused Ray, while Giratina uses Slash. I tank it while hitting through Confusion and let Toxic finish Ruby. Giratina is now the final one standing and goes for Shadow Force, but it does not matter, for victory is ours. And just like that, we defeated Za once again. You know when you scream like hard and your throat kind of hurts afterwards? I had those one. I had that type of scream. And I still missed it! Sure, the fight was a bit annoying, but it wasn't that hard because I had a strategy. But it was the fact that I missed like 4 times. I just couldn't. I can't believe what I just witnessed. How could a mere child? Kelsey, thank you. I'm guessing this is my timeline speaking. I don't know. Now that Zaz's been stopped, so will the wish. I suppose it's better this way. I'm sorry if I sound selfish, my friend. No, I was the selfish one. After that, my time has been corrupted. Then I have no choice but to heal my time. Dear Kelsey, the hearts and souls of everyone, the people in Pokemon alike, have put all their hopes on you. Now tell me, what would you wish for? I wish... As you wish. Of course, I don't even say what the fucking wish is. At least the squad was stacked, though. What is the wish? What even is the wish? What even is the wish? What even is the wish? Is that really how it ends? I checked in with Xiao Mega, and it looks like we basically saved our timeline. Does my mom have anything to say? And I get another XP share.
1 time is funny, 2 times is fucking annoying, no?
I think I first played this game when I was like 13 something. I was really young. I didn't really speak English that well. I couldn't really read dialogue because English isn't my first language. Like, if you don't know where I'm from Sweden. Well, born in Sweden. Coming back to now years later, like a proper playthrough, nothing half-assed. It's opening my eyes. And I know that I was really hyped to play this game. I've left my reviews, comments throughout the video, especially with the level curves and stuff. But overall, I'm glad I came back to this game because now as an adult, I like remember like everything clear and fully. I feel like the build up to the ending was cool. You know, we all fought everybody at the tower and all that, but I really did wish there was a bit more after we like beat Za. Well, he was like fading, and I'm assuming like our timelines, like Za's like original timeline, like the other one, was talking with mine that was disappearing. Other than that, I think I'm gonna give this game a 7 out of 10. But really looking at it as a whole, like I had to like, you know, chain rare candies. Like obviously there's still a lot of errors. There's some like grammatical errors here and there too. I usually don't care that much about that stuff, but I know some people do, whatever. But I felt the level curve was one of the most annoying parts. I did like that there's some new custom moves and whatnot. Some of the fights were BS though, especially when their stats was like up in the 800s and even 1500s. Like it was a bit crazy. But I'm really glad I got to play this series. I know I didn't play the first one, but I really don't want to be honest. And I know there was a 4th one that kind of got canceled. Well, it did get canceled, so there's no really point of playing that. But I felt like this was needed for me and not just you. My childhood game, basically. I guess I was blinded by nostalgia a bit, but one thing I really didn't get blinded by was the music. I'm really a big fan of the music, and I really enjoy just listening to this town's themes right now. I'm not gonna be here and yap on for ages, but I'm here to leave you one final message I do at the end of all my videos. I aim to become a GOAT within the Pokemon community. I want to see this community grow to heights that people haven't seen before, having our name known throughout the entire fucking community. And if you want to join me and the Striker community to rise to the top, all you just gotta do is subscribe and join the Discord. If you want to support me further, make sure to check out my social medias below and become a member today. It does help me take a step closer to making this my full-time job. As currently is, It ain't, but I'm sure as hell working as of moment already. With that out the way, and Life for Guardians chapter finally closed off. Feels a bit bittersweet, I don't know. I feel like that one final part could have been better, but we basically saved everybody. Make sure to stay hydrated.